What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you've been with us for a while, you've seen the video where we took these off the car and freshened them up. So today we're going to be putting them back on the car. So we got new bearings in there, we got new hubs, new ball joints, new hardware. We're going to be putting on new calipers. Everything has new hardware, including new camber bolts. We got new tie rod ends, new baffles for the inner tie rods, drilled and slotted rotors, and we've got some coilovers. I've already installed the strut mounts on top of the front coilovers. The rear ones are a two-piece design, so those will be installed as we're installing them on the car. But that'll be a different video. For now, we're just focusing on the front end. So I'm going to get this stuff brought downstairs to the car and we'll start working on it. Alright, so here we are down at the car. We're going to start by doing the front coilovers. It's pretty simple. All those are is just two little nuts that hold it into the strut tower. And then after that, we'll move on to the steering knuckles. Alright, so we got those in there. Now it's time to move on to the steering knuckles. Alright, now we need to get those new boots on those tie rods, and we can put the tie rod ends on and install those onto the steering knuckles. obviously we'll have to get an alignment done on this. I kind of just put it back to the approximate location of where it was before. I'm going to tighten everything down according to torque specs after it's all done. But at this point, we're ready to move on to putting the brakes on there. Okay, so I got everything put back together. I did run into a little bit of an issue. So if you look down the rotor, you can see that the gap in the caliper bracket is offset. And when I test fit these rotors and calipers before I did my wheel bearings, everything fit fine. So I'm assuming that these hubs that I put on are a slightly different thickness, and it's offset my rotor. So anyway, my plan to take care of that is I'm just going to shave some material off the inside of this bracket to give myself a little bit more clearance, and that should take care of that issue. But for now, everything's on there. I have to get my torque wrench from the shop so I can torque this all down to factory spec. And as far as the camber bolts, I mentioned that I had bought new camber bolts for this. Turns out that the factory style camber bolts do not work with these coilovers. If you look at it from this angle, you can see that it has an offset flange on the bolt. Normally there would be a lip along the edge of this mount right here that would come down to about right here where this notch is, and that lip would cause this to, when you rotate it, it would push the steering knuckle top in and out to adjust the camber. And since I don't have that lip on this coilover, I'm going to have to get a camber bolt that has an internal offset lobe so that I can adjust my camber. But for now, I'm going to just put it back on the ground and we'll order up those parts. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. I'm not going to do the other side on camera because it's the same thing, just on the other side. You don't need to see me do the same thing twice. So anyway, hope you guys liked the video, and we'll see you in the next one.